training organizations and coaching organizations like Service MVP also have different methodologies for coaching
Mhm.
us on how to sell. And what we've really tried to do is build what I would call guardrails, but ones that are fully customizable to the brand to help you sell how you want to sell. It's not our job to tell everybody that there's one.
Before we get into today's episode, if you want to get 2 weeks of Service MVP free, that's going to be our audiobook. That's going to be video content. That's going to be new content that's coming out every single week on top of the amazing stuff that you're getting on this podcast. Sign up for 2 weeks for free. That's right, get 2 weeks absolutely free on us at the link in the description. We'll see you there.
Welcome to the Service MVP podcast, and my name is Joe Crisara, America's service sales coach, and we have a really great session today. I can hardly wait. We have with us Craig Battin, who is joining us from Airship, a new pricing solution that Joe Crisara himself has helped shape, and I am so proud and honored to be here with you, Craig. Craig, thanks for joining us today to share this new solution with all the people out there anxious to get their hands on something like this. I appreciate you being here.
Hey, Joe, thanks so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, when you and Michael Saxey came to me and talked about this, I've probably heard about 20 other people who have talked about creating pricing solutions, but you were rare in the fact that you had your ears open and you were willing to learn. You approached it like a student of pricing for the trades, and your intentions and your motives I call are pure motives. And so, Craig, why don't you tell us a little bit about how you and Michael kind of hatched this brainchild, and tell us a little bit about what Airship does and what it is, if you don't mind, just to get started, to give us some information on that. Give us a little bit of a golden nuggets of information for it, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure thing, Joe. I can't tell if that's a generous description or if you thought maybe we were just crazy enough to solve this hard problem, but either way, I'll take it. But
It's probably a little bit of both. But
yeah, a little bit of both.
you're
Yeah.
crazy. You're crazy enough to do it, which is what is the difference between what you and Michael have achieved and compared to what most people did. Most people talk about doing it, and you did it. So,
Yeah.
really proud of you guys. That's why I'm having you.
Oh, thank you. No, and your input along the way has been incredibly valuable, as you know. So Airship, what we're building is a fully customizable software platform that helps HVAC businesses do more with the calls that they already have. We're not a top of funnel tool, very much a conversion optimization tool. So we build comprehensive sales and proposals toolkits that comfort advisors, that selling technicians, even service techs can use on a tablet that they're carrying with them in the field while they're in the customer's home. We also equip owners, GMs, sales managers with a lot of tools and actionable insights to really help them up level and standardize how their guys are selling in the field. So we're official ServiceTitan partners. We were founded in 2023, and we raised a little over 4.7 million in funding to date from some leading venture capital investors. You asked how we got started. I grew up around the trades, so my stepdad ran a low voltage electrical contractor in the Las Vegas area for about 15 years. But if I'm being really honest with you, I never thought I would end up building technology for the trades when I set out to find the next great idea to build. Essentially before we even got started or even met, my co-founder Michael and I really arrived at similar conclusions about the opportunities that existed at the point of sale, in the customer's home, at the kitchen table for HVAC. Leading up to starting Airship with me, Michael, for about 4 years, was running a residential geothermal contractor on the East Coast. His experience there, I think taught him a lot about what impacted high ticket system sales. And I think that experience really helped shape his thinking about some of the opportunities that existed here. And then my own experience. So prior to starting Airship, I was the chief growth officer at a consumer lending company that lended in all 50 states. We had a sizable footprint in the home improvement lending space. And, so for me, that was a window into what was going on kind of at the kitchen table, when lending was involved. And, certainly I saw a lot of opportunities just in the data that I had access to, around what influenced consumer buying behaviors and, what levers I thought were missing. And so when Michael and I met, the stars kind of aligned, and we started iterating from there, but really believed that there was just a lack of good tooling in salespeople's hands, technician hands, and thought we could build something better.
Well, I think one of the biggest differences is all the other pricing type platforms that are out there started from a dysfunctional process, I believe, which is really the manufacturers of the equipment and things are important people. That's the thing. That's the hardware we're selling is HVAC equipment when you're selling those kind of bigger jobs. And, the parts and material are also an element of it. But I think a lot of the dysfunction I've seen before with pricing programs started with a platform of how can we feature a manufacturer, because they felt that's where the funding would come. I think when you mentioned the fact that you guys had funding to start the project, that was a key thing that caught my eye, because then I realized this wouldn't be dependent on any one of the manufacturers, and it would serve all the manufacturers with high quality solutions for their company. Honestly, when one manufacturer gets involved and that's the only thing that's involved, it kind of reduces and waters down. It kind of shrinks the opportunity away. Does that make sense, there, Craig? Craig, what made you guys go after a thing where you're not? I mean, I don't want to say the manufacturers are important. Let's get that straight. I'm not trying to reduce their imprint here, but you also did it where you're serving all the manufacturers, not just the one. Why did you guys decide to go that route in the market?
Yeah, that's a great question, and you're right. We are I would say OEM agnostic. We and we get that question from customers all the time. They say, "Hey, do we have to connect you, whether it's to their manufacturer or to one of their wholesalers or suppliers?" And the answer is no. We source everything that feeds our platform from your price book, and so anything that's in your price book, it doesn't matter what manufacturer you're selling or manufacturers you're selling. We're just pulling directly out of your price book, but at a really basic level, that the decision was driven by a desire to serve the as much of the market as possible, and not just work with contractors offering one particular brand or a small set of brands.
Well, because I am involved with the project and very proud to be involved with this project to guide you, one of the very first things I said, the smartest thing you did was call me before I have a chance to rip this apart on you. So you built it, because I am very discerning, as you know, when it comes to, and you guys have a pretty thick skin. So it sounds like Michael and his geothermal travels and you and your financial building travels both have a thick enough skin to take my critiques and turn the critiques into a positive result. And so I said a lot of different things. One of them I said is that's really great that you allowed me to have input. And I was honored to have input from the very beginning on what you're creating here. And so I think that's one of the things that it's not, you guys are powering this. It's your baby. Really, the only thing I have is some of my input, which you guys have taken. I'm honored that you've taken that input. Let's talk about one of the first things I said is, well, this is going to have to be an AI generation, because but by the time you create whatever you're creating, AI is going to wind up destroying it and they'll start over again. So you were mindful of that a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about how you built in a number of features that have AI in it that stand apart from solutions that are out there today. If you could do that for us.
Sure thing. Yeah. And I would say, the way we view it, the role of AI in what we're building is, not everything needs to be powered by AI, but certainly where we see opportunities to prototype or to test things more rapidly using AI, we definitely capitalize on those opportunities. And, there are areas where we think where we know we're using AI to make a better experience, and areas where it's less applicable. Some of the areas where we've seen real opportunities, I think, right now we have a number of AI powered features that help give comfort advisors or techs clear information about the home that they're about to drive up to, the situation they're walking into, before they even step out of their vehicle. And just that, giving them that context really helps them, set them up to sell more effectively. We're using AI in certain places to enable the rapid build out of options at the kitchen table. Obviously, time kills all deals, as they say. With Airship, because we've embedded AI, you can build multiple options out for the customer in a matter of minutes, saving you a lot of time. We're also using AI to automate a lot of the more technical aspects of selling, including AHRI matching. That saves time, also minimizes a lot of errors. And then currently working on a number of other AI-powered features that help techs and CAs compete in what is becoming an increasingly difficult sales environment.
So the way the program works, let's just do a little bit of an overview. We don't have any visuals here with us today, but is it possible, just to kind of, while we're at this point, is it possible that people can get a look into the visual aspect of the program? Because that's one of the most stunning things about the program is if you believe in personalized, customized solutions, and if you believe that you would like your comfort advisor to communicate with elegance and precision, this is what Airship can do. It's like an airship that goes from the way we would love to see comfort advisors communicate and turns that into a reality by giving the words to use when they communicate, and also creating customized, relevant solutions for clients. So the structure kind of starts out very simple, and it goes over just kind of selecting the different equipment that's available. What kind of equipment is available on the platform? And can you tell us a little bit about how this kind of thing, help us imagine how a comfort advisor would build a set of premium mid-range economy solutions using Airship, if you don't mind, Craig.
Yeah. And I think we should absolutely do a follow-up. I can do a more detailed demo for you. I think in its simplest form, and Joe, you were actually one of the first people who really, I think, called our attention to this. Was everybody has a slightly different way of selling. Everybody, every owner or GM or sales manager has a slightly different way of coaching their guys on how to sell. Certainly, training organizations and coaching organizations like Service MVP also have different methodologies for coaching guys on how to sell. And what we've really tried to do is build what I would call guardrails, but ones that are fully customizable to the brand to help you sell how you want to sell. It's not our job to tell everybody that there's one.
Even I acknowledge that. I'm like, hey, listen, this has got to be something that if you're using Profit Rhino, or if you're using Nexstar, if you're using Todd Lyles, and that there's many different people who teach sales, and all of them are really good. Actually, there's nobody. I don't really see a lot of people out there who put the work into doing this who aren't good at it, right? Everybody from Tom Piscatelli to Drew Cameron to Weldon Long, so many different, Jason Walker, let's not forget him. Everybody's got their own little twist on it. And the thing about Airship I love is that allows you to either use those twists by the individual trainers that you've been trained by, or combine some of them together, the best practices you want to do. So it's like a dream, actually. I see it like, because you can use some of the Service MVP stuff, but if you want to use some of the Jason Walker stuff to show people that brag book or whatever, you actually have that section in there too. Yep. You could choose to use that. You could choose not to use it, right? So I think that's the cool part. There's different things that we all do differently, but I think we're here to help. I think Airship is here to help you find the solution that works for the individual contractor that's perfect for them. Does that make sense, sir, Craig? That's what I love about what you're like.
That's exactly right. A good example, one of our workflows, again, the whole workflow is customizable. A lot of our customers really want their guys to ask, rapport building questions before they really get started building out a proposal. And so you can customize the questions and the answers that you catalog when you have that conversation with the homeowner. We make it really easy to capture and upload photos, videos, notes, not just for inclusion in the presentation, which you can do, but also for handoff to your install crews. So really making sure all the right photos, all the right notes are captured. We've got helpful reminders embedded in the tools. There's always, I make the joke anytime I'm demoing the product to a new customer, doesn't matter if you've been doing it, doing this for 2 years or 20 years, there's always that one photo you forget to take. And so really including prompts in the, really just, again, useful guides for for the user as they do their walkthrough and start to think about what to propose to that customer. Then really importantly, when you get to building out a proposal, the idea is that we enable rapid option creation. The easier it is to create options, the more likely it is you're going to create several options instead of just creating one option, right? I know you feel strongly about the magic number of options that someone should present. A lot
People
of
do
different.
4, some people do 3s. Me, I do 6, but you
Yep.
can modify it to anything you want. And
Yeah.
honestly, I teach what I teach, but I also believe that if somebody does 3 and they still have the same result, God bless, it works for you. So I'm not, you have to use exactly everything I teach. Listen, I look at it like this. I produce a bunch of stuff that people can use. If you want to use, it's like a buffet. You can use any piece of it you want to. And I do believe any one of those things, like the rapport questions, work. And if you combine something that Weldon Long does with something I do and it works for you, that's could be the perfect solution. You never know. So,
Yep.
and really, I think that I do. One thing I do know about all the people who are productive in the training element, like we mentioned a list of grand list of people there, like Weldon Long, Tom Piscatelli, myself, Jason Walker, Drew Cameron. I mean, I don't want to leave anybody out. Todd Lyles. I'm just trying to make sure I do catch everybody. It's so many different people. But if I left you out, let me know and I'll add you back in sometime. But nonetheless, I think one thing is that nobody is the people who are doing this the right way. We don't fight with each other. We acknowledge that there's a professionalism with each other, and that I think because you use one thing, it doesn't mean the other thing's bad. It just means it's different, and sometimes it works for different personalities, and every person is different. But one thing I did hear you say is it does something where it doesn't just serve the client and the salesperson; it also serves the team by giving them the data they need to install the job right. Tell us about that, Craig, a little bit more.
Yeah, I think that, and this is definitely a work in progress, but the more insights that we can generate for sales managers, for GMs, we're working with some of the larger roll-up platforms in the country, generating insights for people working at the platform level too, to give them visibility into what is going on at the point of sale, why our sales results, sales numbers, the way that they are. The more we can do to bring visibility there, simple as hey, on average, John always proposes 4 options to his customers, and that is probably why his win rate and his ticket size numbers are the way they are. Andrew typically proposes 1 to 1.5 options, right? And so even little insights like that can really help help managers understand what's working and what could be improved. I think the other things that we've invested a lot of time in that really accelerate not only proposal creation, because you could think of a good mousetrap that enables you to create 6 options, but we've invested a ton of time in automated AHRI matching, which accelerates creation, but we've also invested a lot of time into reliably surfacing utility, OEM, other local rebates. Not everybody kind of goes after the tax credits, but we're really getting down into the like at a hyper local level. There is a ton of free money out there that is often not well understood by the homeowners, often poorly understood by sales guys, service techs, when they're trying to communicate this to their customers. That we've really invested a lot in decoding those things, because we just see a huge opportunity to capitalize on just free dollars floating around out there that should be, it's better for consumers, better for our customers to sell on that, as long as it's done accurately. And so
That's a huge factor. So you're saying that the program is wired in so that whatever local area you're in, it'll make sure the rebates that are available to that thing are more customized to your company based on your location of your company. You're saying,
yeah, down to the zip code level. We collect information from the homeowner while the proposals are being built that helps unlock a lot of that functionality too.
Let's do a little bit of there's a lot of discerning people listening to this podcast. We're probably going to have about 10,000 people listen to it next week, I would think, because it's such a great subject. Is this something where it's got one of the biggest faults I see in the other pricing programs is that it's all based on the technical data, model numbers, serial numbers, and all the stuff that is technical jargon as opposed to this. You could do it that way if you want to. Some people have success with that. And there's other ways where you do it where you say, let's go ahead and change it to more of a private label approach. And you guys have done a masterful job. Tell us a little bit about that part of it. Can people select both the technical and the consumer facing language models? Tell us how that works for you.
We like to joke, no two price books are alike. I would stand by that assessment today. We see a lot of customers who have included more technical details in their price book. Sometimes it's just model numbers and maybe maybe an equipment title, not even a description. Others have have done a lot of work in setting up more consumer friendly descriptions. We've actually used AI to normalize a lot of that, so it almost doesn't matter how you've included items or services in your price book. We can actually we can use AI to decode that for the end customer. And I think that brings up a really good point, which is like ultimately one of the biggest drivers of performance, sales performance that we can really facilitate here is just this beautiful customer facing proposal. It's visually really stunning. The information and the way it's communicated to homeowners is really easy to understand. So example is like, what is SEER? And here's why it matters. And here's what you should know about this option and its efficiency. Really trying to simplify the information and bring information that, today you're well aware of a typical experience. You get a PDF with a bunch of parts on it and you sort of have to sit there and figure out what it means to you, or just hope that the person selling you that $20,000 system knows what they're talking about. And so the more clarity we can bring.
I think the difference is that the best way I can explain it, if you go to one person's website and you're like, oh, that website looks like it was built in the 1990s, and this one looks like it's responsive, it's got some motion. You can see a difference between a modern website and the 1990s. Where like, oh man, this dude, he's got to build a better website. Like you don't know what it is, but it's like it looks static and two-dimensional. Where Airship looks like the new website. It's fluid, it's three-dimensional looking. There's like layers that are information on top of it. So it's not just presented in a technical fashion, it's presented in a beautiful, elegant fashion that it creates layers. Like the next thing you're expecting is right down below the next thing. So it's not something where it's like, why do they put that button here? It's not a button, it's already been located in the program.
No,
Let's talk about the complications with the, we'll come back to that in a second. One of the biggest things is the AHRI matches to make sure the equipment matches up. How do you address that part of it there? A little bit more on that too. Can you give us some more on that? And go ahead and finish your comments on that. I didn't mean to cut you off there. Go ahead.
Oh, sure. Yeah. For matching, one of the things we saw, sometimes we saw that, doing ride-alongs, we saw mismatching systems created. We saw guys like, trying to log into the AHRI website to do matches in real time. It was taking 5 minutes. We saw them, calling the supply house, trying to figure out if the outdoor unit matched the indoor unit. And so we made an investment there to automate all of that. It happens instantly, when you select an outdoor unit. If you are building options from scratch, certainly some people have bundled them, but if you are building options from scratch, the second you go to select that indoor unit, you only see matched items. And so we've spent a lot of time decoding model numbers, also porting in all AHRI data to facilitate that. And that's been really useful for a lot of our customers.
Yeah, because it's one of those things where sales comfort advisors get a bad name. Like, how could he sell these things don't even match? You're not going to get the rebate. They're not going to get the customer's not going to get the efficiency they were hoping to get here, right? Let's talk about the proofs in the pudding. I know that you've had several beta testers using the program and all that part of it there. And I would also like to say, anybody who's listening to this, if you'd like to give Airship a try, I think Craig's going to make it real easy to do business with by putting this in your hands to give it a shot after this is over, after this podcast over. Tell us about how it's gone in the field so far with some of the beta testing you've done there, Craig.
Yeah, certainly. I think, the earliest days were, there was no shortage of surprises, but the product is, really excited by the performance that we're starting to see with some of our earliest customers. So as expected, we are seeing win rates go up when someone is using Airship to create proposals. Average ticket sizes Depending on the customer, we're seeing average ticket sizes, 30, 40, 50% higher than, compared to how they were selling before. The average number of options proposed, generally tends to be higher than when you're not using Airship. Proposal creation times have gone way down in the data that we have. Also, we're hearing positive homeowner reactions to what our guys are using to propose to them. Homeowners say, "Well, I've never seen anything like this. This looks great. This is so easy for me to understand." And then on the user side, for techs and CAs that are using it currently, one of the really unexpected bright spots that we've seen so far is the speed at which a new user can ramp up to using Airship. It usually only takes about 10 appointments before you're relatively fluent with using the tool, and that is really promising to see. So it just you can get onto Airship in a matter of hours if you like. There's minimal training involved, and users are ramping up really quickly. So all great signs so far.
Does Airship give help with the service of porting all the information from the manufacturer's spreadsheets into Airship? Is that something you guys help clients with, or is that
not today? That is on the roadmap. We today we're partnered with ServiceTitan, and so as long as you are hosting your price book in ServiceTitan, it's very easy to integrate with Airship. Yeah, that's an important point. We do have plans to support other field service management platforms today, only working with ServiceTitan customers, but additional coverage coming later this year. So that's we do not have our own price book today. I think that's a good.
So that's okay. No, the bottom line is you either have to bring in the manufacturer, but if you do have that equipment in ServiceTitan, it will take that information and put it into Airship to be able to make an elegant proposal using all the information into ServiceTitan here.
That's correct. The other important call out there, it's not the most exciting feature, but it is a critical one. Not only do we read everything cleanly out of ServiceTitan, we also write back to ServiceTitan cleanly. So when you sell a job, everything writes back at the SKU level, which is important.
This could be
additional back office tasks for someone to have to go and type everything in.
This is a perfect solution. Honestly, I didn't even know that until I got here just now. You learned that. So bottom line, you have your stuff in ServiceTitan, and this does, I think everybody who uses ServiceTitan can realize this solves a huge problem in ServiceTitan, which is, how do I build an option sheet or proposal tool? Because ServiceTitan just has like the basic. It's go back to that thing. They did a good job of making the estimate bundles, but now you guys have taken that away and said, you know what, let's just get the information, create something that's more elegant and beautiful and customized and personalized each client, use the same data for the technical part of it. We'll put the data for the people part and make a perfect presentation that ports back into ServiceTitan once you have created that solution. That is amazing, Craig.
Yep, that's one of the big benefits to really only focusing on one trade right now is it allows us to be hyper specialized.
So no matter what data you've got, ServiceTitan can be used to grab that information from ServiceTitan. It will build a beautiful pricing that's customized and relevant to your client, and then bring it back into ServiceTitan to write that invoice and continue to manage that project. So how many users do you have doing this right now? How many people are doing this right now, Craig?
We've just started taking our earliest customers live. So we've got just shy of 10 brands live today using it. We're starting to see with some of our brands 100% usage. So they're using Airship now for every proposal that they build, which is great. Certainly more work to do there, but and we are actively bringing people off of a wait list and bringing them live now, trying to get more customers live before cooling season really ramps up this summer.
Well, definitely, we want to give those investors a return on their investment to invest in Airship. That's for sure. So, what is the price of this product? It's a lot of money that you guys put into this. I heard that before. How much money do we have to? We hope that each comfort advisor doesn't have to put that much money into it. How much money does it cost?
Right now it costs $160 a month per seat. That's for comfort advisors, and then There is a platform fee to get set up. We do think pricing is going to go up later this year, so now is a good time to get started and lock in, early customer pricing. Yeah, and again, we can work with any business that's currently using ServiceTitan today. So, and yeah, as I mentioned, set up an account configuration really only takes a few hours. So.
And let's put it this way, ServiceTitan is a great program and it's got a lot of great features, but customer service is what Airship is going to provide that, frankly, let's say ServiceTitan struggles because they're adding so many thousands of people to it. It's hard to serve all those people. I think this is a big favor that we're doing for ServiceTitan, a big favor we're doing for the clients. And I myself, because I helped to even construct some of this program, I can even help and jump in as well too. So because I'm in love with the program, and in love with the product, and because I really feel it is something that has been so needed, and in the relatively short amount of time that you've been working with me to build it. I mean, so it's only been since like not even a year we've got to know each other. Like last August, Michael first approached me with this thing, and to see the rapid speed that you guys have put into developing this program, because I developed a few programs myself before, and I know how long it takes. It's just amazing the speed and the fluidity you guys have put into this. Craig, job well done. I highly recommend everybody who gets involved. If you do get involved and you need my help with it, I'd be happy to help out and jump in and help you out as well. That's how much I believe in it, because I really believe this is so needed. Craig, thanks for developing this for the contractors of the country. Thanks for being here today. I appreciate that.
Thank you very much, Joe. Really appreciate it. This is fun.
Good. Any other final thoughts for the contractors out there?
No,
Craig?
no. If you're interested, you can go to our website. It's airship.us, or you are welcome to email me directly. I'm very hands-on with our customer support, as you can imagine. That's Craig at airship.us.
Craig, thanks a lot for being here. And I want everybody to know that I'll give you that special Uncle Joe touch, and I'll review. If you make a proposal, I'll review your first proposal. You can present it to me as if I'm your customer. How's that sound? That'll be my offer to everybody here. And you can see if Uncle Joe pass the Uncle Joe test to graduate the Airship test to make sure you got it right. I'll be happy here to graduate you and your team. I'll take that on because I really do believe in this program. Thanks a lot, everybody. We'll see you on the next episode. Craig, thank you so much. Have a great one.
Thanks, Joe.